Craig, it's been a few weeks since the JD Welsh Cup final victory, but tomorrow the New Saints finally return to competitive action. We take on Shkëndija in the UEFA Champions League. It must be exciting to get back to football finally.
Yeah, very much so. It didn't seem like 2 minutes ago, the cup final, but obviously, we've had a short turnover. I think the lads had 3 weeks and 2 days off. So they've had some rest and recovery, not enough, ideally, but yeah, being back in pre-season for 6 weeks now. We've had a good pre-season. We've strengthened the squad. Unfortunately, we lost a couple, but that's the way football is, and we've strengthened the squad as well, like I said, and we've had some good games in Scotland and Ireland. We had 4 or 5 days in Portugal as a base training camp, and everything's gone well up to now.
Yeah, you mentioned those friendlies, some really competitive games there. You must have been happy with what you've seen.
Definitely. I think we all say pre-season means nothing, and to be honest, it doesn't. Apart from the quality that you're playing against, you look at it. I think Lawn, Linfield, Kilmarnock, Rangers, Ayr United. There's 5 really good friendlies that that are playing at a good level, a good tempo, and testing ourselves. So that was the main thing, and we had some very positive results and very positive performances.
You've already referenced the new additions, 8 in total. It's certainly a very strong group at the moment, and you must be feeling happy going into the game with the options at your disposal.
Yeah, very much so. And it's been really tough to pick the 25-man squad you choose in Europe. So there's been a couple that have been left out, which was really tough. On the match day there'll be a couple left out as well, because I think there's only 12 subs. So yeah, it's we've strengthened, it's strengthened depth a bit more than what we had last year. And then everyone else who stayed on is up the game a little bit and done really well. So good opportunity for some younger players to push themselves into the squad as well. So now overall we've got a good mix, a good variety of youth and experience as well as position specific as well.
The club have faced Shkëndija before, of course, that famous 5-4 aggregate defeat. That was during your spell away from the club. There's been a lot of change in the 7 years since then, though, so that probably doesn't have too much of a bearing this time around, but it's still worth a mention, as it was such a historic moment in the club's history.
Yes, of course. It was a very strange tie, wasn't it? To go and get beat 5-0 away from home, then to go and win 4-0 at home. It's you couldn't get much closer, and extremes of performances, extremes of results. So yeah, it's I think we've still got 2 or 3 lads, I think, that are still here that were involved with that. I think Robs, Sis, Redo, not too sure if there's many more who were involved with that. Obviously Sarge, Simon Spender, and the backroom staff are here as well. So yeah, it's I think from their point of view, it must have been a really tough one to take. To obviously really disappointed about getting beat 5-0 anywhere away from home in Europe, but then to go so close to, I believe on the night as well, there was a few more opportunities to maybe 5 or 6 and go through. So yeah, we know, we've done our due diligence. We've seen every bit of footage that we can see. We've no stones gone unturned. Individual players, units, in Shkëndija as a team. And now it's up to the boys. Now we've done everything. We had a final training session today. The lads know what the situation is. Lads know who's playing, who's not playing. Everything's ticked, and it's come 7 o'clock tomorrow, it's up to the boys then.
Yeah, you mentioned the final training session there. Everything sorted in terms of tactics and injuries and availability. What's the situation looking like?
Yeah, everything good. Good final training session we've done this morning. So yeah, we're happy with that. We've done the final last little bit. Obviously we've done set plays, etc. A bit more team shape and a bit of tactical stuff. But it was a really light match day, -1. A little bit of fun, and then some work with that as well. So yeah, we can't do anything more. Everybody, as we stand now, the lads get a good night's sleep, rest, recovery tomorrow, and then, like I said, come 7 o'clock tomorrow, be ready for hopefully another performance as we did this time last year.
Well, this time around we head into the European campaign with added experience after that Conference League qualification last time. So that experience your side got facing quality sides the likes of Fiorentina, Panathinaikos, that's surely only going to serve them well this time around.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been very prevalent in my 3 years here. 2 European campaigns, we've learned from each one. The hacking one, we've learned from that, and obviously we got beat out in Luxembourg, and we learned from that as well. It's somewhere where we thought we probably should have won the tie at home, and it might have made the difference away. But yeah, it's and obviously last year with 14 games all in all, then we've as staff, as a football club on and off the field, and more importantly as players, there's lots of experience in there now.
Well, Craig, thank you for your time this afternoon, and best of luck for the game tomorrow.
Thank you very much.